They say history is written not by the victors, but by those who linger in the shadows, watching destinies unfold. The halls of the Fu clan still hum with whispers of yesterday's humiliation, where Fu Zhengtong's grand display crumbled in an instant, leaving Fu Siyuan scowling and calculating. Meanwhile, Ling Han, quietly triumphant, retreats to the Black Tower, his body suffused with the mingled powers of water, fire, and lightning, each pulse a testament to patience and relentless refinement. Allies rally, treasures are sought, and distant shores whisper promises of both peril and opportunity. As the hidden dragon mystery realm waits to reveal its secrets, unseen threats stir, and the fates of men and beasts teeter on the edge of a boundless sea. Prepare to witness the unfolding of schemes, power, and temptation. In recap, Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 1777, Chapter 1778. The laughter erupted like rolling thunder across the courtyard, sharp and mocking, echoing off the high walls of the Fu clan estate. The assembled crowd could hardly contain their amusement. All the anticipation, the swirling rumors of an earth-shattering duel, the promises of spectacle, it had all vanished in an instant. Fu Zhengtong, once brimming with pride and confidence, now stood before them as nothing more than a limp shadow of his former self, powerless, defeated. The air around him seemed to mock his once vaunted prowess. Fu Siyuan's face darkened like storm clouds over a mountain peak. His mind raced. What calamity had befallen Fu Zhengtong? Had the Southern Cup Rock sun water been overused, its potent energies now dissipating like mist at dawn? Frustration coiled within him. But clan law restrained him from interfering. To intervene would be to strike at the weak, a crime in the eyes of the Fu clan. Though dividing soul-tier warriors lingered among both Fu Tonghai's and Fu Gaoyun's followers, the rules were strict. No cultivator above the severing mundane tier could engage in combat across potential successor factions. Violate this, and punishment would be merciless. With a sharp flick of his sleeve, Fu Siyuan signaled retreat. "Let us leave," he commanded, his voice heavy with restrained fury. Fu Zhengtong followed, shoulders slumped, powerless in the face of Ling Han's rising might. He could scarcely contend with Ling Han's pseudo-celestial tool, and without the Southern Cup rock sunwater, hope was nothing more than a fragile dream. Ling Han's lips curved in a triumphant smile. The yield from this encounter was enormous. Without hesitation, he returned to the quiet sanctuary of his courtyard and stepped into the Black Tower. There, beneath the looming reincarnation tree, he began the meticulous work of channeling the brimming origin power through his blood, flesh, and bones. His accumulation of origin power had surged to the peak of the second severance, yet his grasp of the underlying regulations still wavered. Leaving the threshold to the next level tantalizingly out of reach, patience was his only ally. 3 currents of source power danced within him, a symphony of elemental fury, water, fire, and lightning. The first 2, born of heaven and earth, thrummed with strength, while the lightning, drawn from the heavenly tribulation fluid, remained weaker, occupying but a fraction of the dominion within him. The water element source power, nourished further by the essence of the Southern Cup rock sunwater, had grown slightly, a subtle but vital increase. Ling Han could almost envision the path ahead. What once would only elevate him to the first heaven of the Celestial King tier now nudged him closer to the second, yet he restrained his mind from wandering too far. Even small gains were precious. Hours melted away as he tempered his body with the flowing origin power. In this stage, after reaching severing mundane tier, true cultivation lay not in raw power accumulation, but in the refinement of flesh and bone. All cultivators at this level were practitioners of the body arts, their difference measured only by the strength of their corporeal vessel. Ling Han paused, shaking his head. Even with the support of the reincarnation tree and 2 heavenly source powers, the road to the third severance remained a distant horizon, a journey requiring at least 1,000 years. And yet, time was but a river to a true cultivator. Consider Mao Dai, a prodigy renowned across the realms. He had labored 300 million years to climb from the first severance's dawn to the apex of the third. One might hasten this arduous process. Yes, through celestial medicines or the hallowed waters of celestial bath pools. Yet these were treasures few could grasp. Ling Han's chest tightened with a mixture of awe and resolve. Even amidst his treasury of supreme artifacts, he knew that the path to rapid ascension would demand relentless pursuit of ancient sites, rare opportunities, and perilous adventures. Meanwhile, intrigue churned across the celestial realm. Zhao Pang, seeking leverage against Ling Han, had invoked a formidable figure within the Zhao clan, aiming to corner him with overwhelming pressure. But the vigilant Situ Xiaozhen intervened, revealing the ploy to the 2 3-star alchemists supporting Ling Han. Their displeasure was swift and merciless. The Zhao clan, caught in their ire, became an example of clan-level reprimand, a stark reminder that Ling Han's backing was not to be underestimated. The revelation sent ripples through the Fu clan. Ling Han's support was no mere trinket of fortune. It was the alliance of 2 illustrious alchemists, a powerful foundation for Fu Gaoyun's aspirations. The balance of loyalty shifted as undecided factions and branch forces inclined toward him, leaving other potential successors under immense pressure. Fu Gaoyun, exhilarated beyond measure, recognized the magnitude of this bond. His acquaintance with Ling Han, initially forged through admiration for his character, had blossomed into a strategic lifeline. In gratitude, he dedicated himself to locating level 20 godly metal and scouring the far reaches for the elusive Rock Palace. Efforts multiplied, and soon, results arrived. Godly metal, purchasable with sufficient wealth, and tidings of the Rock Palace, whispered from distant cities near the boundless sea. Delivered by wandering merchants from the western celestial realm, Ling Han's pulse quickened. The Rock Palace lay far across the eastern celestial realm, separated by perilous waters teeming with immortal beasts, some even of celestial king tier. Attempting passage now would be courting death. The merchant convoys offered a semblance of safety, for a price, but no guarantee could be trusted. Prudence dictated patience. Only upon reaching the dividing soul tier would he venture across, ensuring survival and honoring the support of Fu Gaoyun. Meanwhile, the Hidden Dragon Mystery Realm awaited its opening, a realm of untold opportunity and cultivation secrets. Ling Han's gaze lingered upon it, a spark of anticipation dancing in his eyes. He envisioned the possibility of rapid advancement, perhaps even breaking through to the dividing soul tier if fortune favored him. Until then, he balanced preparation with observation, attending the rare lectures of the Heavenly Dragon Academy, absorbing the wisdom of those at the dividing soul tier, and positioning himself to seize any opportunity fate might offer. The stir caused by his recent triumph gradually faded, for Ling Han remained a figure cloaked in quietude, untouchable, and enigmatic. Meanwhile, tales of the large black dog in iron underwear circulated among the Academy's students, a creature of mischief and legend, infamous for its cunning and chaos. Ling Han could only shake his head, beads of sweat forming at the absurdity of it all. A month passed, and a new presence arrived at Ling Han's door. A figure emerged, grace and beauty entwined in every movement, a woman whose eyes gleamed with a bewitching charm. "Young Master Han, this humble servant is Liu Huayu," she announced, her voice a melody of subtle allure. Ling Han felt a ripple of agitation, though he reminded himself firmly he already held a breathtaking wife in the Empress, and no fleeting charm could sway him. Yet this woman's mastery of seduction was palpable, every gesture a practiced art, every glance a subtle enticement. "Young Master Hai sends his invitation," she continued, her tone sweet and compelling, the weight of her message clear. Ling Han's mind, however, remained steadfast, bracing for the storm of intrigue that was sure to follow. In the dim light of the jade-green courtyard, Ling Han's sharp gaze flickered as realization dawned upon him. The presence of Fu Tonghai, once a distant figure in name alone, had already begun to stir tides of favor around Fu Gaoyun. 2 3-star alchemists rallying behind a single heir was a force too potent to ignore. Ling Han's lips curved into a knowing smile. The waves were rising, and Fu Tonghai's composure teetered on the brink. If unchecked, Fu Gaoyun would ascend as the clan's legitimate successor, the throne practically calling his name. Ling Han's amusement lingered like smoke drifting through the courtyard. "I'm not well acquainted with Fu Tonghai, am I?" he inquired, a faint teasing edge to his tone. A soft, melodic laugh answered him. And Liu Huayu appeared like spring itself made flesh. Her smile was radiant, the kind that could make 100 blossoms pale in comparison. She moved with an elegance that spoke of cultivated charm rather than shallow seduction. Each gesture, each glance, a carefully woven spell. "How could you not know him?" she asked, twirling a strand of her dark hair, revealing a glimpse of her jade-like ear, only to hide it again as though tempting fate itself. Ling Han shook his head, serene amidst the subtle storm of her presence. "Perhaps not," he said. Lu Huayu's delicate brow arched, eyes gleaming with playful challenge. "Young Master Han, are you attempting to make things difficult for this humble servant?" Her expression tugged at the heart, eliciting both sympathy and a dangerous, almost palpable allure. Many would have faltered under such an assault, but Ling Han remained unmoved. His mind had endured temptations far fiercer. The Empress herself could not rattle him, so how could he bend to this? A polite smile, and he gestured, "Please, see this visitor away." But Liu Huayu was quick, pressing closer, swaying lightly as her warmth brushed against him. "Don't be so heartless. If necessary, this humble servant will do anything you command." Her eyes glimmered with unspoken promises, her red lips like flames against the cool air. Ling Han felt the firmness of her body, yet he pulled away without hesitation. "Show this guest the door," he said, voice steady as iron tempered in jade. Her composure shattered only briefly, and then with astonishing swiftness, Liu Huayu's expression hardened into solemnity, her previous charm vanishing like mist under the morning sun. She became the unyielding maiden, untouchable, a force of purpose rather than a lure. "As is often said," she began, her voice now formal, disciplined, "it is in man's nature to strive for greatness. Though Fu Gaoyun's star rises, he cannot compare to the profound potential of young Master Hai. Should you ally with him, it would be a union of titans. The position of future clan leader would undoubtedly fall to you. Young Master Hai has even pledged that you shall command your own city." The promise hung in the air like molten gold, weighty and dazzling, yet Ling Han's grin was one of quiet triumph. "I am destined to become a celestial king," he said plainly. Liu Huayu froze. Her mind raced. Celestial kings were beings of unmatched might, shadows of whom could crush heaven and earth. Even the brilliant Fu Tonghai dared only to dream of reaching the immortal palace tier, and perhaps, if fortune favored him, the ascending origin tier. Celestial king? It was a realm scarcely glimpsed even by the holy sons and daughters of elite sects, a realm few in 10,000 could ever hope to touch. Young Master Han, what an incredible aspiration, she finally murmured, awe and disbelief entwined in her voice, and yet the words carried no genuine praise. To boast of such ambition with only the support of 2 3-star alchemists seemed sheer madness to the world. Ling Han's voice was calm, unwavering. "If Fu Tonghai can aid me in reaching the Celestial King tier, I shall meet him. Otherwise, spare me the effort." Liu Huayu's composure faltered. Others had bargained, schemed, compromised, but Ling Han's demand was astronomical, beyond any mortal measure. She could only bow slightly, flustered, and withdraw. The first man ever to unsettle her charms so completely. Hours passed, and the gates opened once more. This time, it was Fu Tonghai himself who strode in, radiating the aura of a king among men. Every movement bore grace and authority, each glance capable of swaying hearts or commanding respect. "I am Fu Tonghai," he proclaimed with a laughter that seemed to roll across mountains, filling the courtyard with warmth and vigor. Ling Han inclined his head in acknowledgement. "Brother Hai." A spark of camaraderie lit Fu Tonghai's eyes. "Brother Ling, our ambitions are aligned. Why not join forces and carve a path to a glorious future together?" His enthusiasm was infectious, his demeanor impossible to resist. It was no wonder even someone as enchanting as Liu Huayu had been drawn to his service. His presence alone commanded loyalty and admiration, the aura of a true master in the making.